In business communication, we often focus on things like professional language and whether we should be using a direct pattern or an indirect one, depending on the audience. But we can't ignore the importance of the design of the document itself and its impact on how the message is received. There are lots of other things that deserve our attention. At the design level, we need to think about layout, color, and font. So how does the document look from a zoomed out 20,000 foot perspective? What do our colors that we have chosen communicate to our readers? And yes, even the font really does matter. So let's start with layout. Our eyes work really hard throughout the day. Adding white space to our messages actually makes things easier on our eyes. We've talked about the importance of headings and subheadings with regards to organizing information and signaling topic shifts, but they also add white space that make our documents easier to read. Even details like aligning indented text can make a document much more readable. So if this showed up in your inbox, would you want to read this? If you decided you didn't need this information right now and came back to it later for instructions, would you be able to easily figure out what you need to do? This is the exact same information, just organized a bit better, and using headings and bullets to create white space that not only makes it more visually friendly, but also makes it more organized and easy to identify what you need, makes it a much more usable, friendly document. Let's look at another aspect of the document layout. In the US and in most Western countries, our eyes naturally skim documents from left to right and top to bottom. This means when designing flyers and sales ads, the most important information goes in the first and last quadrants. The next time you see a magazine ad or a sales flyer, see if they're using the quadrants to organize the message. Remember though, not all cultures follow this pattern, not even all types of readers in our own culture. More and more of us are consuming information online, and our eyes actually behave differently when reading documents and information online. This is a heat map showing how our eyes move across the screen and where our eyes spend most of their time. The red areas indicate where our eyes hover, and the yellow areas a little less. But you can see that we don't really use that Z pattern when we're reading online. Moving on to color. If you've ever had a marketing class, you've probably learned that restaurants use the color red because the color red makes people hungry. But beyond food, color affects our moods and feelings, so that the choice of a color or color scheme can be really important when conveying a message. Color theory is worth the time to look into. You want to make sure that you're selecting a color and a color scheme that presents your message accurately and not just because you like it or it's trendy. If you're using Word or PowerPoint or Outlook to create your message, be aware of the color themes and the standard colors in your color palette. If you're creating a document with a lot of graphic elements like charts and diagrams, stick to the theme colors. They're designed and grouped to coordinate with each other and mesh well. If you're just looking to add something to call out or emphasize a particular item, use something from the standard color palette. Those are designed to be consistent no matter what color scheme your reader has employed on their system. And finally, fonts. Starting with the basics, we've got two main categories of fonts, serif and sans serif. Serif fonts like Times New Roman and Georgia have an extension on them, or foot. And sans serif fonts like Arial and the Microsoft default Calibri don't. The foot actually serves a purpose. It makes it easier for the eyes to transition from letter to letter, and it's best for long documents because it reduces eye fatigue. The sans serif fonts, on the other hand, don't have a foot and are good for headings and posters that need a nice, clean, crisp look and don't require the audience to focus on it for very long. Going deeper from serif and sans serif, we have a multitude of font styles, and they all convey different moods. If you're designing a company logo or letterhead, it may be worth the investment to pay a graphic designer to create a company brand that suits your mission. Is your new coffee shop focused on poor college students looking for free Wi-Fi, or a chic boutique coffee bar that sells fair trade, organic, vegan-friendly $25 cappuccinos? The font actually communicates quite a lot about who you are and what your brand is. Just don't use Comic Sans. Well, kind of. Comic Sans is a much maligned font that's been around forever. People love to make fun of Comic Sans, but new research indicates that Comic Sans might actually be more friendly to folks with dyslexia because the individual letters are subtly different from each other. Notice, for example, the letter H in the and thank. See how that horizontal line actually has a slight angle to it? That little detail can make a big difference to someone with a reading challenge. Don't design your corporate newsletter with Comic Sans, but don't write it off either. So sometimes it really is worth sweating the small stuff. Layout